Leeds United have had a terrible season. With only 4 games left to go, they are in a relegation battle in the Premier League, and on top of that, they have sacked 2 managers this season, with their most recent appointment being Sam Allardyce. But today, I am going to change that, as I have become the new Leeds United manager, and by the end of this video, I will make them the best team in the world. But with this one, there's a slight twist. With them being in a relegation battle, I am only eligible to sign players who have been relegated from the Premier League. So at the end of every season, I will go to the bottom 3, and whatever teams are there are the only players I'm allowed to buy from. So this is the team that I've loaded into, and honestly, it isn't that bad at all. They do have some solid players like Tyler Adams, Sinistera, and also McKennie, but he is on loan to us from Juve. And how could I forget this guy, Gnonto, who's already 74 rated at 18 years old. He's going to be a big part of this team for me. And I actually like the formation Leeds use. The 4-2-3-1's a personal favourite of mine, so we're going to leave that as it is. And we've been given 47 million in season 1, but unfortunately, because the season has intended in real life, we aren't going to be able to spend a penny of that. But what I am going to do is loan out some players, and I've got 4 in mind. Jorginho Rutter, who from the Rangers video we know is a baller. Somerville, who right now with the team looking as it is just won't get game time. Sam Greenwood, he probably won't be a starting 11 player, but he'll be a good backup. And Wilfred Gnonto, who I've already said is going to be a big part of the team, but unfortunately right now he just isn't good enough to be a part of it. And in the youth academy, we've actually struck gold with 2 players. Jamie Gow, who's 17 years old, 61 rated already, with a potential of 71 to 94. And the big one, Connor Reid, who's 70 rated at 17 years old, with a potential of 73 to 94 rated as well. Now, neither of these players are good enough to go into the starting 11 yet, so I'm going to put them out on loan instead. And I've actually managed to loan out every single player I wanted to in this transfer window. Well, everybody apart from Jamie Gow, but 6 out of 7, you really can't complain. And obviously, because nobody in real life has been relegated yet, we can't make any signings, so this is the current team that we are heading into season 1 with. Now, honestly, I think we're going to survive quite comfortably. We're definitely not getting a top 10 finish, but we're certainly not going to be in a relegation battle at the same time. Well, I was definitely wrong. We're in a relegation battle. We're 17th in the league, and we're only 17th due to goal difference. If we aren't careful, we're actually going to get relegated. I'm telling you now, if it wasn't for Rodrigo getting 14 goals so far this season, we're definitely bottom of the league. And the worst part is we have 50 million in the bank and we can't spend a penny of it. But the good news, at least some of the players we sent out on loan are actually improving quite well. It's actually killing me that we can't do anything to improve this squad. However, if the bottom 3 stays like this till the end of this season, we're definitely going to have a good choice of players to choose from. But in saying that, we aren't clear of relegation yet either. We've got to hope that this team pulls its shit together. And luckily, we just survived the relegation zone by 3 points in the end, finishing 16th at the end of this season. And the teams we're allowed to buy from next year are Fulham, Brentford and Brighton. Now, Brighton, I've got some balls in their squad. Same with Brentford. Fulham, there's 1 or 2 players I could choose from there. I'm quite stunned, to be honest. This team's improved massively from the start of this season to now, but they still finished 16th. And it looks like the star player this season, Rodrigo, 26 goals and 1 assist. Actually, special shout out to Jack Harrison with 12 goals and 11 assists as well. Next season, we can finally bring players into this team, and best believe there's a lot of changes I'm going to make. By the way, we're pushing for 20,000 subscribers by the end of next month, so if you're enjoying the video right now, leave it a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this. We're into season 2 and we can finally bring players into this squad. And as I said last season, there's been a lot of improvements in this team. However, one glaring problem we've got is that midfield where McKennie was last season. And to top it off, we have 77 million in our bank this year. Now, for that midfielder role, a lot of you would assume I'm going for João Palhinha from Fulham, but I'm going for a different player. Moises Caicedo from Brighton. He's 21 years old. He's 79 rated. I think he'd do a good job. And for how good this man is, we got an absolute bargain. He only cost us 26.7 million. Now that we've got Caicedo in the team, I want to focus a little bit more on this defense, primarily the left back position. But we only have 48 million to spend, so we've got to make this money count. At this point, I'm just taking Brighton's best players, aren't I? Purvis Estupiñán, he's 25 years old, 81 rated. I think he'd do a blinding job. And Estupiñán wasn't cheap either, as he cost us 28.9 million. It's just dawned on me that we've got to be so lucky with the teams that end up in the bottom 3, because we've just had 3 promoted teams from the Championship. So we're either going to get shafted or we're going to get insanely lucky. And as well as that, we've got to do better as well, because last season we finished 16th place, only 3 points above the relegation zone. We can't afford to do that anymore. You are not going to believe where we are halfway through this season. We are top 4 21 games into this campaign, man. What in God's name has happened to this team? But this might be an issue. The bottom 3 so far are Sheffield United, Bournemouth and Middlesbrough. Who the bloody hell am I going to sign from them teams? How the bloody hell are we in the top 4 with stats like these? It doesn't make any sense at all. all. Now, I'm not buying any players in January, but I'm recalling a player from loan, Jorginho Rutter. He's 79 rated now at 21 years old. He's done his time away from the club and it's time to bring him back. But one thing is slightly worrying. Jack Harrison is now 81 rated. Now, that's amazing for Jack Harrison, but it's bad for one player. I was going to make Gnonto a right winger next season in place of Harrison, but Harrison's 3 ratings higher than him, and we all know how it works. If you're lower rated, you're not getting played. So if Gnonto doesn't improve anymore, it looks like I've got a big decision to make next season. But right now, we have to focus on the present, and the present team looks like this. And right now, we're top 4 in the Premier League. Whether we'll finish the season there is a different story, but one thing's for certain, we have made massive progress from last season. Well, unfortunately, we didn't make top 4 this year, but instead, we did finish in the top 6. We finished 5th at the end of this season, meaning we are in Europe. But the question is, who the bloody hell's in the bottom 3? Oh, this is going to be difficult. Sheffield United, Bournemouth and Middlesbrough. It couldn't have been Palace, Everton and Forest, could it? That makes things a lot more challenging, especially with us being in Europe next season. I have to say though, considering we've only brought 2 players into the team, it is looking very goddamn good. And this year, everybody was getting goals. Sinisterra, Aronson, Rodrigo, Harrison, even Rutter after 18 games too. But the bad news is, with the bottom 3 being Bournemouth, Sheffield United and Middlesbrough, we're going to have slim pickings on who we can actually bring into the squad to improve it next season. And especially with us being in Europe now, it's going to make things very tricky. I'm honestly beyond annoyed. We've got 190 million to spend on Sheffield United, Bournemouth and Middlesbrough players. Who the freaking hell's worth that amount of money from there? Not one single player I'm looking at right now is going to help me this season. I genuinely think we aren't even going to spend half of that. But we do have a quality starting 11. We've got a half decent subs bench, so thankfully we don't really need to. But thankfully I have found a couple of players I can bring into the team. Started with Donny van der Beek from Bournemouth. He's 27 years old, 80 rated. He won't start for the team, but he'll definitely do well as a second choice midfielder. But Bournemouth weren't willing to part ways with him that easily at all, as he cost us 27 million. And the next player is a centre-back from Sheffield United, Anel Amadovic. He's 25 years old, 78 rated, and let's be honest, he's not going to do much apart from warm the bench. But once again, Sheffield United wanted all the money they could get for him, which is why we had to spend 17 million to get him. And because Joel Robles is in his mid-30s, we need a second choice goalkeeper, which is why I'm poaching Sergio Rico from Sheffield United. I don't know what his overall is, but I'm guessing it's going to be mid-70s. And obviously we didn't know what his value was, as we didn't scout him properly, but we did end up paying 10 million for him. Do you know what? I'll take that. 76 rated ain't bad at all. And after really scraping the barrel to find players, that is our transfer window done and dusted, and the team now looks like this. Now, as you can see, Gnonto is in the squad and Harrison's on the subs bench. What I'm going to do is convert Gnonto to a right winger, and hopefully that does boost his overall. And because of where we finished last season, we have been put into the Europa League. We're in Group B alongside Union Berlin, FC Copenhagen and Rakau from Poland. And honestly, I'd expect either ourselves and Union Berlin to top the group. Boys, we're in January and Christ, we have fell off. We are 12th in the league, man, after 19 games. What the bloody hell's happened to Leeds? And the bottom 3 ain't any better. Everton, Nottingham Forest and West Brom. That's just what we need. Wow, we're doing badly everywhere. We have fumbled the bag in the Europa League. We finished 3rd, man. We're in the Conference League now. Our only saving graces so far is Sinisterra and Rutter. The rest have been dog shit. And it's honestly pointless trying to spend money on the teams that we're allowed to buy from. So this is the team headed into the second half of the season. The boys don't look that happy at all, but I'm the one who shouldn't be happy. We've gone from top 4 to the bottom half in only the span of a season. Really, these boys need to butt their ideas up, or we're going to end up in the relegation zone again. And to their credit, they definitely pulled their socks up. We finished 7th at the end of this season. Not bad when you consider where we were halfway through it. It really doesn't get any better from here though. Burnley, Nottingham Forest and West Brom in the bottom 3. Who the freaking hell are we going to buy from them? And we got knocked out of the Conference League. It's just Al after Al at the minute. Don't get me wrong, the team is good, but we're going to have to improve it at some point. Stats wise, it's pretty impressive again. Rutter with 28 goals, Sinisterra with 25, 11 for Gnonto and 10 for Aronson too. But unless we get a bottom 3 team that has some decent players, we're going to remain at the same level for ages. This is rubbing salt into the wounds now. We've got 100 million to spend in season 4. Who the hell are we going to spend that on? In fairness though, all we need is a new centre back, and this team's pretty sound. But when we can only buy players from West Brom, Nottingham Forest and Burnley, I really don't know who we're going to bring in to improve their squad. In fairness, there is one player we can bring in at least. Brennan Johnson, he's 24 years old, he's 81 rated, he's a decent player and he'll do well as a super sub. And because he only had 12 months left on his contract, we only paid 20 million for him. The problem is we can't even fit Johnson on the subs bench because he just isn't good enough. We're basically throwing money away at this point. What we really need is a centre back, and honestly, we need a miracle to get one. My prayers have genuinely been answered. Felipe Santos plays for Forest. He's 19 years old, 84 rated, he's 6'2", and he's literally exactly what we need. But Forest were definitely not letting him go that easily. We had to spend 65.5 million on him. And after that genuine miracle, this is how the team is looking this season. Now this year we've got no Champions League, no Europa League, no Europa Conference League, no European football at all. All we've got to focus on is the Premier League and getting back into the top 4. Now this is more like it. We are top 4 after 21 games of this season. And in fairness, there's a couple of ballers we could get from Southampton, Fulham and Bournemouth. And Rutter's really coming into his own now. 19 games and 6 assists in 24 games. That's more than a goal a game. And for the first time, we genuinely can't make any transfers in the second transfer window. Which means this is the team that will finish this season off. Now the unfortunate thing is Estupinan is out for another 3 months, which will definitely put a dent in our hopes for top 4 football. But honestly, I think this team can do it, but ultimately it's up to them boys to prove me right. Well, I wanted top 4 at the end of the year, and we got it. We finished second at the end of this season. I'm not too sure how I feel about this. Fulham, Everton and Middlesbrough are in the bottom 3. Now that could go either really well or really goddamn badly. But looking at the team, we don't need to do all that much to it before we're genuine contenders in the Champions League. Christ, man, Rotter doesn't change, does he? 39 goals, 8 assists in 50 games. That is outrageous. I have to admit, we've done pretty well this season. Second in the league, a Champions League spot for next year. I'm hoping that the teams we're allowed to buy from have got some absolute balls waiting for me. We start season 5 with a massive budget of 147 million. Hopefully we've got some players to actually spend that on. Now obviously a lot of players are on international duty, but I really wouldn't mind another centre back. Now this guy isn't a centre back, but I'm not passing this opportunity up. Malo Gusto, he's 23 years old, 83 rated. How Everton got relegated with this guy, I'll never know. And we actually got a really good deal for him. He only cost us 45.5 million. And we have struck lucky again, and we found a centre back, Joe Gomez, who plays for Fulham. He's 29 years old and 84 rated. Is exactly what we need. We are literally getting bargains left, right and centre. Joe Gomez only cost us 33 million. The signing of Joe Gomez has just made me realise Fulham and Everton have been relegated twice now. Are they the new yo-yo clubs? Regardless of that, we still have 62 million to spend and I intend on using it. And I found yet another Fulham player who can fit pretty well as a second choice cam. Sebastian Szymanski. He's 27 years old, 83 rated. He do a good job. And because he only had 12 months left on his contract, we only paid out 32 million. Everton somehow got relegated with these players in the team. Ama Traore, Scarv Olsen, Ben Godfrey, Mason Holgate. Like, how do you get relegated with these players? I'm not sure how we're going to do in the Champions League, but we're definitely going to be a dark horse. And speaking of the Champions League, we're in a very tricky group alongside Bayern Munich, Sassuolo and Dynamo Kiev. Now, you would assume that Bayern Munich are the favourites to win the group outright, but we're definitely gunning for that second place. Well, we've just arrived in January and it's looking pretty promising in the Premier League. We are 6 halfway through the season, only 5 points outside the top 4. Oh, wow, we are definitely in the bin. Norwich, Swansea and Brentford in the bottom 3. It couldn't have been a Newcastle United or Chelsea, could it? But the good news is somehow we have topped Group F in the Champions League and we are well on our way to the round of 16. Rutter is officially my new favourite player on FIFA. 21 goals and 13 assists in 30 games is absolutely insane. And even if I wanted to, I don't think I'm bringing anybody in for 23 million that's going to add value to the team. Which does leave the squad looking like this going into the knockouts. Now, Gnonto will be returning to the squad in about 2 weeks' time, which is just in time for the knockouts. I'm amazed we made a squad this good, only being able to sign players from relegated teams. I definitely wouldn't mind a better second choice keeper though. But regardless of that, it's our first time in the Champions League knockout stage. It's going to be very interesting to see how we get on. And just look who we're up against first, man. PSG. You couldn't write it, could you? Don't get me wrong, our team's good, but I'd have loved an easy test for the round of 16, but it doesn't matter. We're drawn against who we're drawn against. It doesn't matter at all. We get a 2-2 draw though. That's massive. It's now the second leg, all to play for. We are at Allen Road. 2-2 in aggregate. What's it going to be, boys? What is it going to be? It's going to be a 1-1 win. We have knocked out one of the favourites and we proceed to the freaking quarters. Now, this is a little bit more like it. Frankfurt is our opponent in the quarterfinals. Now, there's no disrespect intended, but when we just beat PSG, we shouldn't have too many issues with Frankfurt, but that doesn't make a difference. We're at home in the first leg. Let's see what we can do. It's a 1-1 win. That isn't the best result against Frankfurt. We have the advantage in the second leg. It's time to bring this home and advance to the semi-finals. We do quite comfortably in the end, 3-0 on aggregate. We are well and truly on our way to that final. After the round of 16, we've had it pretty easy and it's no different here. Benfica is our semi-final opponent. Again, no disrespect to Benfica, but we've beaten PSG for God's sake, so surely beating Benfica shouldn't be too much of a mammoth task. Okay. That is not promising in the slightest. I'm telling you now, we hadn't better fumble the bag against Benfica. This is literally the easiest... I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. How the hell did we fumble this? After the round of 16, we had Frankfurt and Benfica, and we somehow don't make the final. On God, why does this keep happening to me? And we went out on penalties as well to make it worse. You can't write it. Well, I suppose we've just got to pray to God that we've got a top 4 finish in the Champions League. Otherwise, we ain't getting to this position for a long time. Thankfully, we have made the top 4. We finished 3rd at the end of this season, meaning we are once again in the Champions League. Scrolling down to the bottom, who's in the bottom 3? It's Palace, Brentford, and Swansea City. Okay, Palace and Brentford could have some ballers. I'm not too sure about Swansea though. We also made the FA Cup final before getting bloody beaten by Chelsea 2-1. I am still in massive disbelief that we did not make the final with this team. But honestly, I can kind of forgive the final. Look at the freaking stats of these players, especially Rota, Sinisterra and Gnonto. To say I'm gutted about the Champions League this season is a massive understatement, but next year we do have a chance of redemption because we are in the Champions League once again. We begin season 6 with over 200 million in our budget, and we can only sign players that have been relegated. Don't you just love it? Like I said last season, all we really need is a Becker second choice goalkeeper and we're gold, and everything else is just a bonus. I mean this when I say this. God bless Brentford. Altay Bayindia plays for them. He's 29 years old, he's 81 rated, and we finally got a decent second choice keeper. And we got a really good deal for this guy. He only cost us 16 million. And with a second choice keeper that's actually half decent, the team's officially complete. But we still literally have over 180 million. I feel like I'd be stupid not to spend it. Now, Palace has got a baller and off in this guy. Juan Foyth, he's 29 years old, 84 rated. I'm not going to use him as a fullback. I'm going to use him as a backup centre-back. But Palace weren't making this easy in the slightest. We had to pay out 40 million to sign him. I'm sorry, how the hell did Palace get relegated? They've got Nico Gonzalez as well, who's 25 years old and 82 rated. But because Gonzalez only had 12 months left on his contract, he only cost us 26 million. And after signing them players, we still have over 110 million in the budget, but I want to show you who I've got in that transfer hub. How Palace got relegated with their squad, I will never know. Francisco Trincao, Jamie Bino Gittins, Renato Sanchez as well. But it's mad that we're in a position now where we don't need any one of these players. So the team you see in front of you is heading into season 6 with the starting 11 of absolute dreams, and the subs bench, to be honest, is probably the best one we've had in a long time. I really don't see a world where this team doesn't win the Champions League. And speaking of the Champions League, we're in Group G alongside RB Leipzig, RB Salzburg and Young Boys. Now this is arguably one of the easiest groups that we could have been put in, so we need to make a statement and top this group. We've arrived in January and I suppose we're doing okay in the Premier League. We are 5th in the league and we're 9 points behind league leaders Liverpool. I would love to close that gap before the end of the season. The bottom 3 ain't looking good though. Fulham, QPR and Norwich. Who the freaking hell am I going to sign from there? And we didn't make a statement in the Champions League either. We finished 2nd in Group G behind Leipzig. Looks like the boys are having a season off. Sinisterra is the only one really pulling his weight. I can't believe I've got 115 million left in the bank and I'm not going to spend a penny of it because I just don't need to. So this is the team heading into the knockouts. Now last season we fumbled the bag so hard in the semis. This season we can ill afford to do the same thing. And we started off well by beating Real Sociedad in the round of 16 and just getting past Chelsea in the quarters, meaning we are once again in the semi-finals. And just look who we're up against, Benfica. We genuinely have a shot at redemption. This time last year they beat us in the semis. This season, what's going to happen? Are we going to get revenge? It looks like we're about to. 3-0 in the first leg. All it is one more game and we're finally in the final. I mean, unless the boys forget how to play football, we are basically in the final. We've done all the hard work. Now it's time to finish. Jesus Christ. Benfica beat us 2-1 in the second leg, but it doesn't matter. We beat them 4-2 on aggregate. We are in the final, and more importantly, we got our redemption. And look who we're facing in the final. PSG, the first team we beat in the knockouts last season. And once again, we got a decent finish in the Premier League. We got 3rd place at the end of this season, which, you know what, I will definitely take. But looking at that bottom 3, I'm not getting my hopes up. Norwich, Fulham and QPR, that just doesn't look good. And for the first time in a while, Rutgers in the top goal scorer. Sinisterra takes that with 26 goals and 14 assists this time. What a team we have created with Leeds, with only signing relegated players as well. Just take a look at it. But one player I'm very happy with is Gnonto. I said from the start I wanted him to be a big part of Leeds United, and that's exactly what he has been. And you know what? I played the last couple of finals. I'm going to sit back and enjoy the game and watch my boys become the best team in the world. Readers on the ball is in our half. Gnonto's looking for the through ball. Reed hasn't seen it yet. Is he going to spot it? I think he has. Gnonto, he's taking a shot. That's a phenomenal save from Donnarumma. Gnonto. Oh, look at that for ball. Oh, my God. Donnarumma again. Gnonto's got the ball. He's brought... Oh, this is very fast football. That is unbelievable play. Rutte, the man of the moment, puts us 1-0 up. I don't think I can put into words how much I like Rutte. He's got to be my favourite player on FIFA 23. We are really taking charge of this game. Gusto, he's cutting inside. I don't know what he's planning on doing here. Is he going to try and go wing? Is he going to have a go himself? What's he going to do? He's had a go himself. It's blocked. It's fallen to Saicedo and nothing comes of it. Gnonto's picked the ball up on the... Oh, what a through ball. Gusto. Oh, my God. Oh, is that offside? It looks like it's offside, but what a goal that would have been if that counted. So far, we are absolutely dominating PSG. They haven't even had a shot yet. Mbappe has gone back to Jankovic. What's going to happen here? They try and play it around it. It's just not working. We are far too good for him at the back. Robert is on the ball. Honestly, this Robert dude hasn't done anything in this game. He has fed Mbappe in, though. I may have spoken too soon. Mbappe with the goal. And I really did speak too soon as Robert gets the assist for that. Flipping it. The first shot they have and it's a goal. Back to Sinisterra. Sinisterra, Reed, Rutte. Oh my God. I don't think that was going to go in, but it was a good block nonetheless. Sinisterra is once again on the corner. A good delivery this time. Could be... Oh, that's definitely not what we were after. Find a run, find a pass, find anything. Rutte, please. Why didn't you shoot? Rutte, you donkey. Can you find that run from Rutte? Please, find that run. Find the... Oh, not there. We are in extra time, boys. The 91st minute. One last corner. Boys, that's a great delivery. Donnarumma collects. That's the full-time whistle, and it's going to extra time. Rutter's on the ball. Oh, the ball over to Sinisterra was an inch away. We could be 2-1 up now. Now, starting the second off and making two changes. Szymanski's coming on for Reed and Harrison is coming on for Sinisterra because they're both just knackered. Last 15 minutes of the game. Come on, boys. I do not want this game to a penalty shootout. Szymanski, can he find a ball? That's a good ball. Szymanski finds Jack Harrison. Harrison to Rutte. He's having a power shot. Oh, my God. Donnarumma, that is a joke. PSG are on the attack of Vanelson. No! Please, 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 please. Thank you, thank you. That is amazing defending. Can he spot? That is an amazing ball. Gusto is away. Gusto, see that ball in the middle? I am absolutely done. I am absolutely done. You fumbled it so hard there, Gusto. All it was a simple dink in. It's freaking our game to win. Look at the stats, man. We've literally had 11 more shots than PSG, and we've only scored one. We are dog shit. Rutte starts the penalty shootout. Please score. Thank you. Straight down the middle. Okay, Meslier versus Weeper. And Meslier saves. That is a huge start. Okay, Estupin in. For God's sake, don't miss. Oh my God, why even try that? Vanelson, Meslier with another save. Gnonto, you've been the star man this entire thing, and he puts us 2-0 ahead. Okay, we've got a 2-0 head start. Misshoot against Meslier. Meslier is sent the wrong way and he's been dinked. Okay. Harrison, the super sub, is going to... Oh my God, we are one goal away from making Leeds the best team in the world. If he saves this, we've won it. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. They've got a lifeline. It all comes down to Szymanski. If we score this, we have made Leeds United the best team in the world. It looks like he's going for a dink as well. Szymanski, you absolute moron. Why would you even think about doing that? Meslier, you've already saved 2 penalties. Save a third. Oh, it's going to sudden death, man. You can't right there. Santos. Don't miss. For God's sake, don't miss. Thank you. This is unbelievable, boys. Meslier, be the hero. Oh my God. We've done it. Boys, Leeds United have become the best team in the world via a penalty shootout, beating PSG once again. We've done an incredible job with Leeds United, from a relegation battle to the champions of Europe, only signing players from relegated sides as well. And if you enjoyed this video, you should click somewhere right here to watch me make Rangers the best team in the world.